are really a sense of fearlessness and figuring out skills that help you to achieve that sense of entitlement to be in spaces where you might not be welcomed or invited into. And I think as a queer Chicana feminist, that has been my role in both the activism that I do and the education that I do, and really even within my own family, the place that I often sit as somebody who has not necessarily been invited to the table, but has found my way in and has forced myself into spaces where I might not have been invited. And I think that oftentimes, either as women or people of color, we can feel very much like we're not entitled to those same ideas, that we're not smart enough to speak on those issues, that we don't have the education to do it. And I would say that there are times when I'm afraid to speak about things, that there are times where I feel intimidated, or that I don't want to speak up about something, but find something inside myself that pushes me to always be there, even when it's uncomfortable. And I think a lot of times we shy away from confrontation, or we shy away from things that make us feel uncomfortable. And I think as a member of all of these communities, as an LGBT person, or a member of the LGBT community, as a person who is a feminist, as a woman of color, all of these identities have helped me to recognize that my voice is valuable, but my voice is not the only valuable one. And I don't want to be the only one speaking on these issues, which is why I became an educator. And I really see my role as an educator of helping to mold my students to do the same kind of work, to go out there and feel confident to be able to speak on an issue that they care about. So the skills that you would need to hone in order to do that, I think we've already discussed a lot of them, but it's about being open to opportunities and possibilities, and for learning, obviously, to be open to learn about things that you have not spent the time thinking about, or have not been at the top of your own lessons that have come to you from our educational system. It would be about taking risks and putting yourself in places where you don't feel comfortable all the time, and that you can make some mistakes, and that you have a network of people who can support you in working towards the goals that you may have. And I think to call yourself a leader is one of those really important skills, to think about what does leadership mean to you, and to embrace that. And so often, again, I think we're told we're not allowed to be in these spaces, or that we don't have anything to contribute. And I think for young people especially, they're kind of brushed off as, oh, you'll learn more about that when you're older, or you can't have these goals. You know, I was told by someone when I was canvassing for a Democratic politician back in the early 2000s that you'll grow up and you won't be a liberal anymore, right? This idea that youth somehow comes with this naivete that will be kind of washed out of us once we see how the real world works. And I think that attitude is very much present, whether it be about political leanings or about our visions for social change. And so to hold on to that optimism, hold on to that passion, to recognize that you can make a difference and that you should be making a difference.